Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nursyafiqah Auni binti Muhammad ABDUH. My matrix number is 066326. So I want to start with introduction of alien philosophies and its influence on Islamic philosophy. The first one is philosophy is one of the greatest available knowledge. Through it, the West has risen from their darkness during the medieval era. Philosophy has helped in developing ideas, instructing theories, learning about science and many others. And it has produced notable philosophers, both from amongst the Muslims and non-Muslims alike. Examples are Imam Al-Ghazali, Imam Ibn Sina, René Descartes, John Locke, David Hume and many more. Historically, philosophy was cradled in Greece. It developed through Greek civilization and has produced many great and well-known philosophers, the most notable of whom are Socrates, Plato and Aristotle. And their philosophical activities had contributed to the development of knowledge in the East and West. Philosophy began to spread in the eastern part, notably the Muslim-populated dynasties earlier than in the East. A philosophical branch is a broad division of the overall subject. A philosophical doctrine is a particular history, principle, position, system, code of belief or body of teachings, which in each branch there are many number of related, similar or opposing doctrines covering different aspects of the whole. Also, many doctrines overlap with and may have repercussions in more than one branch of philosophy. The distinction between our philosophical doctrines or theories and the various movements or schools of philosophy is sometimes blurred. Okay, these topics we will discuss about Hinduism's doctrines, Buddhist doctrines, and Persian doctrines. Also, we will see about the impact of the doctrines of Islamic philosophy.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is DAYANG NAJMIAH binti AHININ and my metric number is 065913, and today I will present about Hinduism doctrine. In ancient time, there was an ancient religion in India called Vedism that derived from the sacred text, the Veda. It appeared around 15 or 12th century BC, which is characterized by polytheism and reverence for many gods, that each of it have special importance in nature and existence. It emphasized the afterlife, teaching that happiness in the afterlife can be achieved through sacrifice to the gods, prayer for the dead, and honoring the ancestor. Furthermore, Vedism also introduced a class-based society with Brahmins or devotees holding the most respected position. However, from time to time, the Brahmins who studied the teaching of the Vedas modified the teaching according to their own needs and interests, thus creating a new religion that emphasized the role and privilege of the Brahmins, called Brahminism. Therefore, Brahminism developed around the 9th or 8th century BC in India, a religion that advocated belief in the oneness of God, emphasizing that there is only one true existence. This monotheistic religion asserts that all creatures and other entities are illusions compared to the true nature of God. The manifestation of this single deity is represented by three different aspects. First, Brahma, the creator. Second, Vishnu, the philosopher. And Shiva, the destroyer. According to Brahminism, Brahma produced creation from nothing, Vishnu sustained the world, and Shiva is responsible for its destruction and renewal. This religion also believes that Brahma is present in every entity, and it is the universal essence and universal life, and all other particulars are its appearance and illusions. Among the things that this religion added to was the class system and discrimination between people. It divided people into four classes. First, the class of priests. Second, the class of guards and soldiers. Third, the class of farmers and merchants. Fourth, the class of masters of crafts and dependent professions such as servants. In addition, this religion also believe in reincarnation, and their view on it is the soul leaves its body and returns to the earthly world to take another body when its body is tired, to be rewarded or punished on earth. Therefore, it was the task of the Brahmins to deprive himself from his desires so that he may be consumed in his righteousness. That is why we see the Brahmins putting themselves through various forms of hardship, torture, loss of pleasure, and training the soul through asceticism, austerity, piety, and contemplating God in isolation, so that in the afterlife they can reach a higher level. As for the person who preserves his personality and follows his passion, after his death, his soul returns to the world and resides again in the bodies of men or animal, plants, and continues until it is purified from such evils and return to destruction in Brahma and enjoys. Next, the impacts of these doctrines on Islamic philosophy are: first, the Hinduism teachings significantly influenced Muslim thinkers, particularly within Sufism, where concepts like the unity of existence and ascetic practice became prominent. Figures like Al-Hallaj and Muhyiddin Ibn Arabi exemplified this fusion of Hinduism and Islamic thought within Sufism. Moreover, this Hinduism doctrine also left a lasting impact on Muslim philosophers like Al-Farabi and Al-Ghazali, who integrated Sufi principles into their philosophical inquiries, emphasizing the importance of spiritual practice alongside intellectual pursuit. In addition, Al-Ghazali's revival also epitomized this synthesis, which highlighting the role of virtuous action and spiritual balance in the pursuit of knowledge and divine realization.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is ADLIN Lina binti ZAID. Metric numbers 066634. I will continue this presentation with Buddhist doctrine. The Indian philosopher Buddha is credited with this religion and known as Siddhartha Gautama and Shakyamuni. According to historians, this philosopher was raised in the arms of the king of the region, which is his father. When Buddha was more than 20 years old, his inclination toward wisdom, morals, and good custom arose in his heart, and he was dominated by concerns and doubts regarding the pain and evils that ploughed in this world. Then, he renounced prestige and money and isolated himself from the crowd, preferring wisdom and ascetic life over all worldly pleasure, except for the knowledge-gathering session organized by the Brahmin to teach the young. However, he did not find satisfaction and peace with these Brahmin teachings, because he did not find anything that could satisfy his desire or his soul. So, he secluded himself from everyone for 6 years. Then, he went out and announced to the people that he had become a Buddha, which means the enlightened one, who had reached the highest level of knowledge. Next, the teachings of the Buddhist religion are: first, it abolished the caste system that existed in the Brahmin religion. It showed that all people are equal and there is no difference between one individual and another, and all of them are equal in rights and duties. Second, it explained that this visible and tangible world is the world full of danger, pain, and abuse. It states that there is another world that is better and more stable, where everyone must free themselves from all that until they reach nirvana. The Buddha stated in some of his teachings, I do not know a Brahmin, except the poor one who does not desire anything in his life, the tolerant one who with all innocence and purity endures insults, curses, and beatings with all patience and kindness, the one who does not envy to envious people, and the one who does not resist the offenders. All of these are the true Brahmins. There is a story that illustrates the teaching of Buddhist tolerance through a dialogue between Buddha and his disciple Burna. Buddha sent Burna to a country with aggressive and barbaric inhabitants to spread his teachings. In conclusion, the dialogue shows the Buddhist principle of responding to aggression with patience and kindness. It also reflects the idea that all existence involves suffering, and reaching nirvana requires renouncing desire and accepting the impermanence of life. If someone fails to do this, they are believed to reincarnate as suggested by Brahmin teachings.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is BATRISYIA binti Muhammad HISHAMSUDIN. My number matric is 066371. Now we go to the last doctrine of alien philosophy, which is Persian doctrine. In this doctrine, there are 3 important things that we should know, which is number 1, who is the founder of this doctrine, number 2, what is the fundamental belief in Persian doctrine, and number 3, what is the impact of this doctrine towards Islam. Now let's answer for the question number 1, which is who is the founder of this doctrine. Before that, we should know who is the Persian. The Persian is an ethnic or religious minority group in India. For the early history of this religion, they are polytheistic, which means they worship many gods. They believe many gods. Then came the philosopher called Zoroaster, around 8th or 6th century before Christ. He came with the influence of Zoroastrianism. And the one of the influence is monotheism. Monotheism means the belief that there is only one God. Therefore, Zoroastrian teaching are mixed teachings between monotheism and dualism or polytheistic. After Zoroaster came philosopher Mani, which bring the teachings of Manichaeism in 250. The basic of Manichaeism were based on Zoroastrianism and began to be developed. One of the teaching, there is a belief in two equally powerful gods who rule the world. As for Mazdaism, it was founded by philosopher Mazdak in 5th century before Christ. And these teachings also rooted Zoroastrianism. It grows with adding calls for socialism and advocating an equal distribution of wealth. Next, we go to the question number 2, which is what is the fundamental belief in Persian doctrine? There is two things, which is divinity or gods and human being. For the divinity, they believe that there is two gods in their religion, which is the good of gods, Ahura Mazda, and an evil of god, Ahriman. And Ahura Mazda is the strongest in their religion. Number 2 is about human being. In human being, there's also two things, which is about life and humanity. As for human's life, there are two work, which is a life of responsibility and a life of reward or punishment, which is afterlife or after death. As for humanity, there is socialism between people in money and woman by the teaching of Mazdaism. Now we go to the last point or last question, which is what is the impact of Persian doctrine towards Islam? It can be taken from negative and positive sides. The negative side is about divinity. This is due to the Persian belief in the existence of two gods, which is Ahura Mazda and Ahriman. And this is very contradictory to Islamic teachings. This is because in Islam, in our religion, we believe that there is only one God, which is Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. And for the positive side, they are taught as well to do good deeds and avoid evil. Also, they believe the last day, or we call it Hari Qiyamah, and what happened during it. Likely the teaching of Islam.
Conclusions, we know the Buddhist doctrine who renounce worldly pleasures to seek wisdom and enlightenment, eventually becoming the Buddha. His teachings focus on equality, compassion, and the pursuit of nirvana, emphasizing the abolishment of the caste system and responding to aggression with patience and kindness. The story highlights the importance of tolerance and acceptance of suffering in achieving enlightenment. The impacts of Hinduism, Buddhist, and Persian doctrines on Islamic philosophy are first, this Hinduism's teaching significantly influenced Muslim thinkers, especially within Sufism, where concepts like the unity of existence and aesthetics practice becomes prominent. That the Persians gradually came to know the teachings of Islam. The Persians learned about Islam and interacted with Islamic leaders, including Imam Ali bin Abi Talib, who had an impact of Persia. Hinduism and Persian doctrines influenced Islamic philosophy, particularly in Sufism, which concepts of unity of existence. Persians learned about Islam and interacted with Islamic leaders like Imam Ali bin Abi Talib. His conclusions is the main obstacle faced by the young in understand philosophy is the language barrier. The matter can be divided into two: the language used in the philosophy text by me and the intermediate language used in the teaching and learning section of philosophy subjects. In addition, the lack of knowledge about the importance of philosophy also causes students to lack interest in studying philosophy. The study suggested that proper language should be used when offering philosophy subjects, and the language style and level used in the book should not be too high. In addition, it is the best to use two language as an introduction language. It will be burdensome or if the instructor use more than two language. The study suggests using Arabic and English because the most philosophical works are in English and Arabic. For the young, the study encouraged them to improve their English and Arabic. Instead of studying philosophy only, the classroom philosophy programs can be organized as well.